Price matching is super important.
Okay, my phone.
Your phone is the recording. Hi, my name is Joy,
And I'm Regine.
and today we'll be talking about.
Our first year in Canada and, our experiences.
Okay, welcome.
Welcome. So I'm going to start. My first point is you have to be outgoing and confident, because if you're like me, you're a bit more introverted, you don't really put yourself out there like that, then you're going to get left behind. You have to be, outgoing and, be competitive in terms of what you want and in your program. Whatever is important for you in your journey here, you need to be aggressive and competitive towards it.
Yeah, you have to go for what you want.
That's
Can't
one
sit
thing. Down with.
That's one thing that is in part-time jobs, full-time jobs,
Yeah.
Looking for a place to stay.
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
Particularly if you're alone, like how we came by ourselves, then you really have to be proactive in, everything, so you can become settled.
Yeah. On to my first point, health insurance. I think health insurance is the single most important thing that an international student needs, because you will get sick. The change in weather will affect you in ways that you did not know could affect a human being.
So dramatic.
Oh my god, I got sick so many times during my
Yeah.
first semester,
Oh my god,
and I needed
I got
antibiotics.
You remember I got sick?
I know. And we needed antibiotics, and they don't have. You need a doctor's note, a prescription for that.
Yeah.
A school that doesn't give health insurance, that's a great injustice to any student. And I don't trust those schools.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust it either. That's the least.
Yeah, it should be in your tuition. So don't feel bad to pay $500, because that
you're gonna use it.
Yeah.
And if you don't use it, you should use it.
You should use
get
it.
Like free dental.
Yeah, there's some dental thing, wax you can get with that. You can get your medicine. You can also, if you're a woman and you need birth control, that is really important for you. Another thing that is important about health insurance is about how much you will pay at the end of let's say, a consultation, and then you go to pay for your medication. You will pay such a small percentage when you have insurance than if you're paying without insurance. Yeah. So there's a time I went to the hospital. I got some antibiotics. I got some painkillers. The bill was $60. I paid about $14. I've never been more impressed with the healthcare system. Facts.
So my second point follows up from my first point, which is you have to be personable, because again, when you come alone, you're not gonna know many people unless you have family or friends here already. So when you're gonna need help with schoolwork, you're gonna need help finding a job, because a lot of people, you'll be surprised, in the first semester they find part-time jobs already, even though it's kind of difficult at the same time. So you're going to want to be able to talk to people to find out who their links are, so that you can, start getting into the flow of things and getting some pocket money. Yeah. So I would say be personable. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also they're very big on making connections here.
Oh yeah, networking.
Yeah, networking is really, you will hear it until you're like, ugh.
Yeah, you'll hear it.
I know, it is networking. You should network. You should go on LinkedIn.
Yeah, work on your LinkedIn.
Work on your LinkedIn, which is one of the hardest things people find to do here.
It can be a bit challenging if you're shy,
So my second point is accommodation. Accommodation.
Very important.
Oh wow, you need a place to stay. You cannot come somewhere and then you don't have a place to stay. So the first day I moved to Canada, I did not have a place to stay, so I was living from Airbnb to another Airbnb. So I lived in 3 Airbnbs for my first semester, and by the time that semester was done, I was ready to go home. I had actually gone to so many viewings.
I remember, yeah.
And then those viewings, we were like 10 girls looking at the same room.
And some of them were not really good.
Yeah, a hole in the wall for $800.
Yeah.
I was stressed out of my mind.
Yeah, I remember.
I didn't have insurance. I didn't have credit. So there was no credit check, and you don't have a job, which is really important that I come to think of it. I've stayed here for a while now, and I understand why they were asking if you have a job. And also a reference, they want to know how you're going to be able to pay for your rent and who's going to be paying for your rent. But a job is really important. That is why, as she said, it's always good to have a part-time job as soon as you come here. Don't wait for anything. Don't wait to learn the lay of the land. Get it. If you want to get a job, do it. There's no rules.
It's the same thing with the comment. What do you mean no rules?
There's no rules as to how long you should wait.
Oh, okay. Same thing with accommodation. Like, you should be lucky even obviously before you come, which goes without saying. But definitely is something, because I stayed on residence, so we had two completely different experiences when we first got here.
Yeah, her experience is amazing. Mine is.
Yeah, and I was there when she struggled.
Oh yeah, she was taking me everywhere. You remember that place we went with the wall-to-wall carpeting, and you were like, "You're not staying there."
It was disgusting. Yeah, I told her. I would not leave my dog.
There was molding everywhere. Oh my god. Oh, but I was ready to move in. Where was I going? Oh, guys. Oh, I've seen it all.
So my third point is to fact check everything, because when you come here, you need two other points. You should have a phone. Well, you should have a Canadian phone number while you get here, because it's really important when you're on your job search, when you're your housing search. You're gonna need to register for utilities when you actually get an apartment. So you're gonna need contact information, right? And then another reason, back to what you should fact check, is because there are gonna be so many scam calls and text messages. It is so annoying. But one tip I have for you is that you can put your number, in the no call list, which is just on the Canadian CIC website. Really easy to find, and that will dramatically cut down how many scam calls you get. So that's a point you could have, you should take. If you Google a company and it doesn't have, good ratings, or if you Google a company and another company comes up, don't take the chance. Just ignore it and move on.
Yeah, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Yeah, so many times there's so many situations where you hear someone was scammed because the government called them for something, so they had to pay something. The government won't call you.
Yeah.
They will not. It's very rare for them to call. And that's one thing you have to know that. And then there's the scam by the banks. People pretending to be from your bank, asking you to change your PIN.
Or that you qualify for this insurance or something else.
Or a job scam that you did not apply for.
Yeah.
And you're like, I did not apply for that job. And then the job that they're telling you you're supposed to be doing is different from the job description.
Yeah.
That is one thing I know. And then the other scam that we know of is the one where they tell you to do a job, but there's no base salary. So you're doing maybe sales, and if you don't
make sales, then you don't get paid.
So that means there's no and you don't get paid, which is, I think, is illegal, because you need to get paid minimum wage according to the hours you've worked.
Unless it is a legit co-op, if that's what your program requires, I wouldn't do it, no.
Let's talk about savings and budgeting.
Very important.
Budgeting is super important.
Yeah.
First thing, rent. I want to say first thing is maybe tuition. Hopefully
you have done that before
you come.
Once you get here, rent.
And then budgeting also goes hand in hand with the things that you need to buy. You cannot opt out of buying a winter coat. You cannot opt out of buying winter shoes. You cannot opt out of buying, paying rent.
Yeah.
Paying a deposit. Especially like we paid the first and the last 2 months, which was really hard for us because that's a lot of money. But we still had to pay it so that we can get the apartment and not live in someone's house or live on campus for the rest of the year. And then something else about budgeting is that you need to make sure that you buy your coat as a new coat. A winter coat should be new.
Yeah,
most of the time.
No, all of the time.
Yeah, try and invest in a winter coat, a new
Yeah.
winter coat, and new boots because
And socks.
yeah, if you can, yeah. If you can't, you can always like get second hand, but they have to be near new. They do, because I know some people get second hand, but they are always good. Because sometimes people actually donate to maybe to thrift stores, or maybe they actually donate to churches, and their things are new. But if you can, get yourself a new winter coat. I remember I waited so long for to get my winter coat, and I froze from all the way from September all the way to December because I was waiting on Boxing Day to buy it. It was 50% off, completely worth it, but
Yeah. And also the price of a good coat. It's going to be like 500 and up.
500 and up. Don't play with that price.
Yeah.
Don't try and buy a cheaper one because you'll end up.
You're going to be cold.
Yeah, you're gonna be cold. You don't want to be cold outside, and also you're going to end up buying another coat. So that's a double purchase. And then when you're buying the boots, make sure that you already have your socks. Okay? Don't buy this. Whatever size you wear, go a size up. Also, buy the socks so that you can try them on together. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
And don't buy your coat at home. Because however you think it's cold at home, you'll be surprised. I don't want to say it's frigid, but it might be. Okay.
Yeah. So my final point pertains to students who are mostly in like business or finance. You want to look into the certifications in your field. This is for specifically postgrad students. You want to look into certifications, right? Certifications for your program really early because you want to start preparing yourself. Because a lot of entry level positions, believe it or not, they require you to do certifications. So that's my final point.
And that's something that's really weird because human resource has certifications.
Human resource, yeah.
Yeah, which is really important. I also believe that once you do the certifications, even if it's like the first level, people will always value you over another person who's not done the certifications.
Yeah. And then once you get in, a lot of companies they pay for further certifications for you.
That's the dream, guys.
Yeah.
That's the dream. I'm really hoping my place will give me money for certification. Oh my goodness. Because my certifications are really expensive.
Yeah, they're expensive as well. For entry level.
They're really expensive. Okay, so my next point is about something that's really important. Something that I did not find while searching for information on YouTube or even online before I came here. So this is called price matching. I think for someone who's trying to save, you're on a budget, price matching is really important. What is price matching? Price matching is when you go to a store and they matches the price of another store that is lower. Okay, so I go to Walmart, right? I want to buy asparagus. They're $2. What do? No Frills has it for $1. I go on my Flip app. A Flip app is just it shows you the prices. Yeah. The Flip app shows you the prices of other stores on the same item.
This is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you go there, you look if asparagus is on sale somewhere else. Is it showing $1 for in
No frills.
Yeah. Okay. It's showing it's $1 in No Frills. Show the lady at the counter, hey, girl, it's $1. She'll give you for $1. So I think it's very important for groceries. It's really important for groceries because that's what we need.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
especially as students.
yeah, and make sure you always price match. That is a cardinal sin if you don't price match.
Oh my God.
It is. Like as a student, international student, you're trying to save everything, every single dime. Always price match. Always price match.
Oh my God. Okay, that was our video. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, just leave them down below.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.